This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Happy Friday, and I appreciate you all tuning in to this timeout from the top headlines filled with killings, war, genocide, political fights, all the drama that we have to keep up with, but lost in the shuffle a lot of times are these other wild, funny stories. So every once in a while, I like taking a moment, like now, to point out this show is all about highlighting the news stories that make us cry from laughing so hard. It's basically an answer, real talk, to all those who've said over the years that news is always depressing and that's why they tune out. Well, no, it's not. And folks tuning in to Real Pod are finding that out.
My favorite stories of the day.
What I'm about to say is not said much publicly, and it's not to take sides in any way, for or against. In other words, don't shoot the messenger. But anyone in Connecticut in love with their first cousin may want to go shotgun elope or something quick if looking at intertwine or braid branches in their family tree. The state is making it illegal for first cousins to marry effective October 1st. So less than a week now before kissing cousins who took that literally will be outlawed, joining 24 other states. 14 states and D.C. do still allow the kids of siblings to tie the knot. Several other states also allow first cousins to marry, but with conditions. Double first cousins. Not specifically mentioned in a CT Insider story on this, but double first cousins come from, keeping it all in the families. For instance, if two sisters married the two brothers who live down the street, the kids from both sister-brother couples will call those from the other couple their double first cousins. Never knew that until digging for info on this story, when I also found it is illegal in Connecticut for brothers and sisters to hook up. Now, I point that out because technically, if two brothers and sisters in the same family in the same house linked up, they would have double first cousins too. Would likely not talk about it in public, but they would. The kids would all share all four grandparents. Boy, have I digressed. Forget double. Back to first cousins in Connecticut. CT Insider is saying no penalties for them breaking the new state law, and getting married if they did. No, this is all just to try and get the word out, to try and cut down on birth defects that doctors say come from kissing cousins doing more than kissing, turning a base hit into a home run. Now in Fort Myers, Florida, CBS 12 is reporting a local guy has a lot of court hearings on the way because 2 Saturdays ago, deputies say he was just doing way too much for the situation. And the situation were the 3 kids that Lee County sheriffs say he had in the car when he spun it around a patrol car and sped off. The deputy said that was the driver's response to him hitting the lights and sirens to pull him over for speeding in the first place. Well, the deputy says he decided not to chase, but did not have to since the driver crashed with the 3 children inside in a neighborhood not long after getting away. So CBS 21 is saying deputies pulled up and found the car that the driver wrecked, then found that man tried to hide them all by dropping the 3 kids over a 6-foot fence that he then climbed for nothing but exercise because deputies found them. Yeah, they found that hiding spot. The kids were checked out at a local hospital and let go. The guy, however, not let go, but hit with 3 child neglect charges, with more possible for all the traffic laws they say he broke. And while we're in Florida, I came across this one from News 6 reporting a 53-year-old guy in Flagler County's Beverly Beach arrested and accused of defining random when sheriff's deputies say they found him asleep in his van the Sunday before last, parked outside of a home that a court ordered him to stay away from after being arrested for aggravated battery. So they woke him up, asked him to step out of the van outside this home that he was not supposed to be near. And that's when a deputy reported seeing these white and tan eggs on the driver's side floorboard between his feet. So now the deputy is wondering, why are eggs on the floor of this man's van, and is bagging them up for evidence at that point when the deputy saw a marijuana bowl on the ground next to the van. So then he asked the 53-year-old if it was his and if he had any drugs. He says he answered not that he was aware of. So the deputy proceeded to search and find that man was not aware of a lot of drugs in that van, listing methamphetamine, fentanyl, a Xanax pill, weed, another marijuana bowl matching the one outside, and a metal smoking pipe. So If you're keeping tabs here, we've gone from disobeying a protection order to sleeping in a van full of drugs and the eggs. The eggs? Yeah, well, the guy said he found them, so the deputy called a state fish and wildlife officer who came and said, those are sea turtle eggs. The officer says the guy then told him they were back from a couple of nests that washed away, so didn't think any babies would break out. He's facing a lot of charges. And then there's the math teacher arrested the Tuesday before last, the 16th, when a drug dog was brought to West Dell Middle School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Random search. Well, WAFB 9 News is reporting that K-9 unit sniffed out some cocaine in the 47-year-old teacher's wallet. But investigators say she then threw her buddy under the bus, saying it was her friends who gave it to her at an LSU tailgate party that Saturday. So then they went out and searched the math teacher's car and say at least she didn't blame any more friends for the weed and pipes they found in her ride. Simple math here. It all added up to drug possession charges for the coke, weed, and pipes. District officials told 9 News the 47-year-old had been teaching there for over a decade. Back in a moment, but before the break, a word from the Jams podcast.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can download the Jams podcast mix for free. Just Google search Jams Podcast Mix.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
Best of all, Drobots come with a lifetime warranty and free exchanges for the newest model.
We are here. So please get out, you lazy bum. I need to recharge.
So why not? Get your new driving buddy today.
And don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you. Come on, bum. I have to recharge.
Drobots are sold absolutely nowhere.
Time for a peaceful moment.
Oh! And what happened, sweetie? What happened?
Thank you for joining in this moment.
Your finger is frying with the fish.
And now for the world around us.
An African tribe has set up camp in Scotland. That is about 6,000 miles from normal, but yeah, in southern Scotland, in the Scottish Borders region. BBC News is reporting a 36-year-old man from Ghana and a 42-year-old woman originally from Zimbabwe have set up their own Kingdom of Kubala, what they call it, on a hilltop overlooking the town of Jedburgh in the Scottish Borders. They started this tribe back in the spring, and the BBC is saying they were joined by a woman from Texas who serves as their handmaiden, but this is a tale about local officials evicting the king and queen of Kubala and their handmaiden. Yeah, they did that, evicted them a week ago, saying they were on private property. But the kingdom lives on since the king and queen each moved one space over the fence to public land. Town council's next move now was to use a second eviction notice, sort of as a pawn to set up the sheriff or knight coming behind to go after the king and queen. Hey, it's Kubala Kingdom's move now, but they keep saying they're not moving. The group claimed ancestral rights, so hey, let's see if town council's second eviction notice can lead to a checkmate to get the king and queen to set up that board somewhere else and play. On a Southwestern Railway train last Wednesday from London to Portsmouth, the conductor or driver said he thought a co-worker was kidding when telling him there was a crab sitting in first class. But there was a crab in first class, not a mean person or disease, and the conductor tells the BBC when they got to that final stop, he walked out and saw for himself, a little crab in a first class seat. It was small, about the size of his palm when he pinched the crab to hold it up to take a picture, which Southwestern Railway posted on their Instagram page. Now, the driver said they don't know if it fell out of a fisherman's bag or maybe some kids were being funny, but told reporters he recently took his kids crabbing and so sort of felt for the little fella. That's why when they got to the last stop, he said he took that crab to a pond in a park near the station, then only had 15 minutes before taking the train back to London, but he got back. And then apparently had a good laugh remembering what passengers were saying. He said one complained the crab had its feet up on the seat, while he says another rider accused the crustacean of not paying its fare. Little snitches hating on Craig the crab. And the driver named the crab Craig. And Craig better watch out for birds now in that pond because he might not survive that ride from a bird. And in Hungary, there's a plot of land with a bunch of rectangular holes filled in by now. They were all about 6 feet deep on the first Saturday of September. So when the 8th International Grave Digging Championship was held, I just had a good time explaining Scotland's World Stone Skimming Championship in Tuesday's episode. And now, this grave digging tournament story advice with video of it on YouTube, showing guys dig out these rectangular holes in the dimension the judges wanted and then fill them back up stylishly. And the fastest and neatest team of 2 wins. Medals and trophies. A gold shovel would have worked better, but that's it. Just highlighting Hungary's International Grave Digging Championship.
And by all the right people, too.
Silky Way Hair Conditioning. At better beauty stores everywhere.
Oh my God, baby, thanks.
If you want to tone those muscles up for the beach or poolside, have I got the goods for you.
I was just gonna buy a workout kit.
The workout kit. 2 durable, super strong bands guaranteed not to break.
Wait. Is this it?
2 bars also guaranteed not to break, which connect to the bars for maximum resistance up to 5 pounds.
I'm being pranked, right?
And 2 all-natural 5-pound stones for upper body workouts. Or split the compact stones in your pockets for a power walk.
A power walk?
The girl jumped my face and asked what was my name. When she found out her life ain't been the same. They call me one pop.
And that's a wrap for another Real Pod Newscast. Thanks, as always, for listening. And please let others know about the show if podcasts come up in conversations. And check out the new and improved website, old episodes, and a lot of other goodies on there now. And the show's now posting clips on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, or Twitter. Yeah, we're out in these streets. So please check us out and follow. Have a great weekend, everybody. Back on Tuesday.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
Show enough.